Fertilize or not to fertilize? That is the question most commonly asked for the summertime. And the answer is going to be fertilize. Hold on, before you run out there and get your fertilizer, there's a certain type of fertilizer that we need to talk about. So if you are in lawn and garden, you probably know what this fertilizer is. This is a slow release malargonite. It's boasted to be a non-burning organic fertilizer, and it's basically made of sewage to be it's just human manure. In here, you may not have heard of this brand before, but I get it from Ewing Irrigation. This organics is a 2-4-3 chicken manure, all 100% natural fertilizer. And this fertilizer here is by the same company. It's a 795. And this leads into my discussion today. Both of these, this fertilizer here and this malargonite, has something in common. It's both organic fertilizer. However, both of these fertilizers have some synthetic properties to it. This has synthetic properties to this malargonite. It's not a lot, but it's enough. It's not all natural. Whereas this fertilizer is all natural, no synthetics added. And then this fertilizer is a 795. That's a 2-4-3. To get to the 795, they filled it with synthetic fertilizers. So there's a synthetic mix in this bag and in this bag here. So these companies have gotten really, really smart. They know what's trending. What's really trending is more of a natural base fertilizer. They add the synthetic fertilizer to this to give that quick green up. They add iron into this bag also to help with the green. And then the remaining slow release. So when you put this down, you'll get a little pop. And then the organics will kick in right about time the pop goes away. And that's the same for this fertilizer. So they understand when they're marketing this stuff, they understand that, people at the end of the day are wanting green, and they're wanting green now fast. So therefore they're adding synthetic fertilizer to the bags of natural fertilizer. Like I say, they'll start with this as a base, and then they'll add the synthetics to it and come up with this. It's still a slow release, but nevertheless, it's synthetic in there. Now, one of the reasons why people, they say don't fertilize in the summer or when it's hot, is because you can burn your lawn, which is totally true. There's a lot of salt off in the synthetic fertilizers. So, a lot of us are not putting our fertilizers down correctly, but at any rate, this is the reason why. The salt in there can damage your lawn. Too much of it, and it's going to burn it. So with the organic fertilizer, what's happening is you're putting out organic matter down on the ground, and that organic matter has to be broken down. And how it's broken down is ate by the bacteria in the lawn. So when you put the organic matter down, the bacteria is going to go ahead and eat the organic matter, and then they're going to poop out like a nitrate, and then that gets eaten, and that bacteria poops out nitrite. So that's what makes it available for the plant to eat. Now, when you go to a synthetic fertilizer, it's already breaking. It's already ready. That's where you get water soluble at. It's already ready for the lawn to use. As soon as you pour it down, the lawn can start taking it up because it doesn't have to go through that process of bacteria breaking it down in order to be taken up. That's when you see the slow release fertilizers in organic. That's the slow release part. And the slow release, when you're looking at it, of course, you got synthetic fertilizer that says slow release. And one of the ways they do that is the prill. These right here, this little bitty uh colored substances you see, those are prills. And what they do with that is they make the prill harder to break down. They put a coating, like a plastic coating, that breaks down more over time instead of. So when you're armed with that knowledge, it's really easy to go out and just grab you know what you're looking for. You're looking for a synthetic fertilizer with the slow release properties, basically just a coating over the the nitrogen that's off in the bag. It's a coating to help it last longer. It's harder to for the plant to get to it. It can't get to it if there's a plastic coating on top of that prill. So when you read the label on here, looking at um, the label, you can really get a telltale sign of what's off in the bag. And with that being said, this is the fertilizer that you're wanting to use. One of the reasons why it's non-burning, of course, is because it has the slow release properties over the nitrogen that's synthetic, and it has the organic. But I can understand why people will give the advice that don't fertilize, is because the majority of people are not fertilizing properly anyway. They're not putting the correct rate down, or they are putting too much here and there, spills, a lot of stuff that happens with the synthetic fertilizers that could make it be a negative impact in the summertime. Nobody's really trying to go and figure out, oh, I want to put a quarter of nitrogen down per thousand. Nobody wants to do that. That's just what that is. Nobody wants the regular homeowner, lawn person does not want to do that much math. So this is where the organic stuff come in. You got the full organic stuff like that, and it doesn't matter how much I put it in, because the organic matter, that the nitrogen in there has to be broken down by the plant. It's not readily available and doesn't have that quick release. And this has such small amounts of synthetic fertilizer that it's just harder for it to burn. It's harder for it to burn the lawn. So these are better summer fertilizers. And the thing about summer fertilizer, look at this. This is a 640. Anytime you see a zero off in the analysis, it's not a complete balanced fertilizer. So you don't want to be using this as your only means of fertilizer. You'll never be getting any potash or potassium. You'll never get it in your lawn if you only use this. So I'm not saying that you can not use Milorganite or anything like that, but keep in mind that that is a fertilizer that is not complete, and to use it only, you could be setting yourself up with more problems in the future. It's a great fertilizer. I like it. I do think it's a bit pricey in my opinion, but I like a more balanced fertilizer. And of course, without having a soil test, you'll never know exactly how much of what that you're going to be missing in your lawn. But when you put out a product like that, you know that you're missing one aspect, whatever zero that it is, either the NP or the K. You're missing something, and you just know it because it's incomplete. That's why a lot of people like the 10-10-10 or some balanced fertilizer like that, because it gets some of everything. But getting into a lawn test is it's a whole other ball game, a whole other beast of a story that we will tackle at another date. But to answer the fertilize in the summer question is absolutely. I don't see how you cannot. I started off listening to the advice And, you know, of course, my lawn just died. It just died anyway. Not until I start going against the grain and getting understanding about how this stuff works did I start seeing more success and more summer success. So I would say get out there and find you some organic fertilizer and put it down, because that is how all the other goodies that you put out in the lawn, or that's how the lawn can take advantage of all the nutrients that's there. That's how it can stay healthier, greener, fuller, more vibrant. Is that if it's the wheel is steady turning. Keep the water on there. Let the fertilizer do its magic. The nitrogen in there is going to really help sustain the entire process. So if you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching this video. If you could like and subscribe so you can stay ahead of everything that's going on out here in the lawn and garden industry.